So, Chapter 4. 3 months pass, the city of Bologna recovering from decades of occupation. The heroes of Gort spend their time training and running the new Warfinage.
Gort.
A series of events put the party on a side quest that they proceed to abandon after discovering a strange path on the side of the road. They travel beyond time and through space, and they encounter a strange dais with a floating keystone above. As they approach, the keystone flares and displays the holy symbol of the feast. An archway forms, and a door appears within. Without hesitation, the party steps through to find a cottage sitting in the middle of a field surrounded by mountains, storms rumbling in the distance in all directions. A forge sits alight in the backyard. The God Forge stirs.
Chris,
Yo,
I think I literally have a note here
You
that
you put
says
we are
we're gonna
probably
be
going to
talking about
spend
this
a
for a
not
while.
insignificant time talking on this. End bracket.
sounds right.
So this is
So
God Forge excursion number 1.
yeah, so Chris, why don't you take this for a minute?
All right. So the God Forge is exactly as it sounds. It is the place where gods are made. Me and Jet brainstormed this one. I came up with like a poem or something.
Hey, Jet, check your
And-
DMs.
I see.
Is it the Four of Fears thing?
No, it was. You guys never saw it.
Oh.
I was in an artistic mood for a while, and a lot of the deep came from those specific moods where I was like, that sounds like a really cool thing to do. And I just shared it with Jet as like a, hey, in case you want to toss it into another campaign, here's an idea. It's a room that every time you enter it, it has a different aesthetic, but there's always some consistence. So there's always like a giant raging heat source in the center. There's these denizens who live there and shift along with it. And the idea was, at the time, I think I was half designing like my own campaign that I haven't done anything with. Like it was basically just this idea before I abandoned it.
Oh no!
And it was effectively okay. The party is going to. The concept behind it was a party is going to find the unjust gods of the world and find out that those gods are just kind of byproducts of a previous party. So the God Forge is a character loosely based on Callie would be like the God Forger, and she'd be like, "Yeah, no, I can make you gods. Here, let's go." And like you can outfit new gods here, and that's where they get their aesthetic. That's where they get their themes. That's where they get their armor, their arms, yada yada yada. So I just kind of threw all this stuff out at Jet to be like, here's a fun idea. He was like, we can work with this. Do you want to like put it in? Yeah, okay. I wasn't thinking about literally making other gods. This was supposed to be like an end game event or kind of a beginning game event tied to an end game event of another campaign. And Jet took it and reworked a lot of it. So he basically kept the concept of a place where gods are made and then tied it into his own lore where the old gods are missing and this is where you get gods. So yeah, do it up. And then I took his concept rework and did my own thing to it, which was, hey, that whole we are trying to fight the God King? Well, he's not a god yet, so let's just our own. And that is where Gort becoming god originated. That was very much a spur of the moment event. And if you guys have questions, like I can answer them, but there's not a whole lot of actual complexity to it.
No, it's literally
Ow.
just
Ow.
like the. Sorry, did my mic do the
It's
thing
doing
again?
that thing again.
God, I don't know how to make it stop. I literally don't know what to tell you about that. But like it functions as nothing more than like a place where the players are allowed to bullshit and make something real. Like they get 5 minutes to play DM. That's functionally all it is here's your 5 minutes to play DM, fuck with your character for a few, or do something weird that otherwise isn't vanilla rules, and go nuts.
Or in our party's case, 5 sessions.
You were only there for a session.
Yeah,
I know. We just tend to drag things out a lot longer than 5 minutes.
It's true. Because wasn't this when we wait, do you get into that later? No. I don't see it in here.
we revisited the Godforge once or twice.
No, yeah, we did. No, I'm
mean-
saying was it the first time we went to the Godforge where we created Gort as an actual
Yes.
god?
Yes.
I thought so.
Technically, we only reawoke him as one because of his inception. He was already. He's weird. He's largely a joke, but he's weird.
Mm-hmm.
Who's a joke?
But he gives me
You-
+3 to investigation when I do technosurgy stuff. So
Yeah, you actually haven't met Gort. I just realized. Not as
Sharkir hasn't, no.
Sharkir. I don't even know
Yeah.
if.
I don't think I
don't-
I think Odos had the opportunity, but I was also still confused about a bunch of stuff, so maybe not
was
capitalizing.
Sharkir the one who met Nora, or was it Odos?
Odos met
That
Nora.
was Odos.
Yeah,
due to
that's what I
summoning.
thought. That's what I thought.
That's when you forced the Gordon Odos meme.
Yeah. So Gort is a giant spider. Well, he used to be a small spider who originates, as far as the party is concerned, from the deep. And the joke behind him is first he is Vlast's familiar.
Yep.
Uh,
Like I could
entirely-
summon him as a steed if I wanted to.
entirely designed to get Vlast to use investigation more. Because back then his class heavily relied on it and he wasn't using it a lot. So Jet had us do that. Vlast doesn't like spiders, so we had to do a spider, obviously. And the
Obviously.
the delivery joke was if you investigate Gort, you'll find there was an ongoing joke that everything was techmaturgical in nature, which basically meant anti-magic doesn't work, yada, yada, yada. And Vlast, being the one to investigate everything, would keep learning this if he failed rolls.
Yep.
So Gort, when you investigated him, techmaturgy was Gort in nature.
Yep.
And it was a whole fun little interplay of jokes. We turned him into a god, as well as Nora.
Yeah, we turned
Sure.
Nora into a god
Nora
too.
naturally became a god, though.
Yeah. but
Yeah, because of
due
the
to-
cult.
I was gonna say we kind of created the cult, so Gort was placed into the God Forge and then made into a god, forcibly. But also, it was Gort, so it was kind of more like a return to form. He's weird and unexplained.
And he is functionally weird and unexplainable.
This is also true.
I make no effort to explain him in any of my campaigns.
And it works great.
Yeah, he's actually a wonderful D&D character.
Oh, my computer went to sleep. I'm like, what happened to my screen? There it went. Okay, where were we? Oh, after the bracketed note, right. So, the return journey from the Godforge sets them back on the road they left from, precisely where they left. But 6 months had passed. Upon returning to Balana, Garish invites the party to return to Zavali, and they take the teleportation circle again. They play a tabletop RPG run by Garish with the leaders to chill. Saren speaks to the party of an old library in a forgotten domain below Ruska, and the party sets off toward the obsidian crater remains of the capital, of Ruska. The party fights a Hydra deep within the sewers and discovers a hole to the Underdark.
I
Jumping
still have
in.
that Hydra skeleton.
Do you really?
Yep.
Probably.
Although
told you I keep
I
stuff.
shouldn't be surprised. Jumping
Haven't really
in,
had a reason to use it.
they land on a bridge looking out over a deep ravine. They travel through caves and tunnels, encounter disturbing mental images brought on by naturally occurring gases, and discover a lost traveler by the name of Odos, who joins them. Eventually, they discover a ruined throne room, and upon the throne sits an immeasurably ancient kobold. He sets the party off with his mechanical fox to lead them to his kingdom's library. What was that fox's name? Oh. What was it named?
Literally the next
Oh, yeah.
sentence.
Oh, Cauldra, there it is. Shut up. Within, Cauldra lays within a magical device and shelves of tomes and scrolls appear. The party discovers a few things about the lore of the world, including a revelation that Saren brought the deep into existence.
Ancient kobolds Sharker will never meet.
The party discovers legend of the weapon that brought down the old pantheon, Heaven's Fall, and that it lies within the jungles of Kursak, the wilds beyond the mountains to the east. With a vague plan on how to end the war, the party sets to leave the Underdark, and on the way out, they encounter a being who kills Callie. She explosively releases her deepness, and a crystalline tree engulfs her body as well as the shadow, turning the ravine into a beautiful and wholly unnatural crystal structure. Returning to Tavali, the party learns of a few more lore things about Tet and Saren's role as her last priest. The party is directed to go to Kursak as the only ones with the skill who could come back from the journey. End of chapter 4.
Yeah.
So in the ravine, wasn't like in the ravine itself, like the cosmos, and above it was, I don't even remember what it was.
Yes, it was all kinds of
It was
funky.
all kinds of weird.
It was a callback to your adventures in the deep, and
Yeah.
I tried to make it very clear that it was like, hey, if you remember any of the deep, you'll remember some of this stuff. But
Yeah.
like, it's not important. It's just this weird ass like, very the color from outer space.
So what you're telling me is we were in the Underdeep.
The Underdeep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess.
I mean,
Kind of the
yeah.
overdeep because you were in the overworld, and yeah, you've been to a place like it before, whether you knew it or not.
So the deep exists below the Underdark, and the Underdark exists below the world. So then it technically would be Overdeep or something, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, it's not important. Fun semantics though.
Yeah, in that ravine there were like crystal flowers blooming on the walls and shit.
Yep,
It's
lots
lots
of
of fun.
I liked it. I had fun at least. I don't know about the rest of you.
All I'm looking for now is the Ender Dragon.
Fun fact.
No.
Oh no.
No, like there is a an element in there inspired by the Ender Dragon of a kind.
Oh really?
Yeah. So it was mentioned, but I don't know if I made it clear enough. At that point, Callie became a element of the deciding factors of the deep. Jet knows more of the specifics, but it's not really important. And her form is that of a giant cosmic dragon that happens to be purple and nebulous.
Nice.
Oh my god, it's full of stars.
Yep. Hey, P Flax, how you doing? It's full of stars.
Yeah, in that library, Calder was kind of tied to Cam for a while. Well, not tied, but Calder followed Cam around for a while after that. Whatever happened to Calder? I don't remember.
Nothing. We just didn't really talk about her again.
Oh, okay.
I keep hearing colder.
Yeah, there's a lot of names like that.
Yeah, Eladrin, Elerin. One letter difference, yeah.
That's Narok's fault entirely. Just for the record.
Oh, I wasn't blaming you for any of it. Just like there is a lot of repeat names, or near repeat names.
I apologize for nothing.
We didn't expect you to.
Yeah, if any of us were waiting for you to apologize, we're gonna die waiting.
Right.
Yes, you are.
Well, that's the end of what I've got. I don't know if we want to talk anymore or do what.
I got
Bashi?
nothing else.
Bashi?
No, not
Bashi?
Bashi. No.
Bashi.
Definitely
No
Bashi.
Bashi. No, I've got some, since Xbox is back up, I'm probably going to hop on an Iron Banner with my clan and torture myself.
Oh, is it Iron Banner right now?
Yeah,
Did they get new iron?
new
armor set?
weapons. I don't know about an armor set, but there's 2 returning weapons. So,
Oh, I see. You torture yourself with the Iron Banner, but you won't play Bashi. I see how it is.
because at least Iron Banner, I have a damn chance.
I see how it is.
You know, you'd have a chance at Bashi if you just got good.
This is true.
I don't want to put in the effort to get good.
That sounds like a you problem.
It is a me problem, and it's one I'm not going to fix. Anyways, I think
Doesn't
that's
somebody still have the RoboFox?
Yes.
somewhere.
Ryoko still
Somewhere.
does. We just haven't done anything with it. Like nothing happened to it. Just nothing happened to it.
I had forgotten the Cauldron was even a thing.
Yeah, so
Honestly, so did I until I just read it. Because it's like we left the area, and Cauldron was following us around for a little while, and then nothing. Like gone. So
that's
Just imagine
because
it's
it was
hiding
no longer
behind-
my responsibility
Yeah.
to keep it going. That was on you guys, and you guys chose to forget.
I just kind of figure he's hiding, or she, sorry, is hiding behind Ryoko's legs, staring at this party like, what exactly have I been doing? I'm scared.
I wouldn't doubt it. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if somewhere, some random happenstance occurrence, Cam's just like, oh wait, I have this. And then somehow it's useful. But I don't know. I'm just
Use
throwing out
Cauldron as a
things.
Pokemon. Cauldron, use Death
Yeah,
Ray.
right. Use Death Ray. Is that what you said?
Yes.
Oh my god. Okay.
Who knew it could kill things in one hit this whole time and we never used it?
Oh god. Anyways, that's all I've got. I think I'm gonna end this part of the stream. Like, take a 10-minute break and then come back. But thank y'all for hanging out. I do appreciate